Hi, I'm Paul Remde, and I'm here with Uys Jonker with Jonker Sailplanes in South Africa. And if you look behind us here, you'll see that there are more JS3s in this line than any other type of sailplane. I think more than half are JS3s here, I think, in this lineup here. So it's very successful. The JS3 is a very successful sailplane. World competitors think it is a great sailplane to fly. And then there's some JS1s also in the open class, and the new JS5 is competing in the open class as well. Tell us a little bit about yourself and about your company, and how long has the company been going now?
Yeah, I think most knows the story now. So we started around about 1999 with seriously planning to start this company up, and initially it was not for a company, it was maybe just to fulfill Atti's dream by designing the best glider for himself. And that obviously evolved into a little business because it was so much work to develop the first aircraft. Then subsequently we started the business, and the intention was to do small production. Our initial business plan showed we only need to make 7 aircraft a year, but we were so naive, not understanding the overhead costs and cost of managing the quality systems and the certification processes and run the aviation company. And that forced us to make the company grow bigger and larger, and therefore we have to introduce new products into the line. The JS1 was an extremely successful product. I think we're very thankful that we had such a great first product with so little problems, and it's still competitive. You look in the open class, the pilots were so full of words for the 21-meter JS1 because it's an absolutely fabulous machine. But now we've come up with a smaller JS3, which is it's an evolvement out of the JS1, and then the JS5 is obviously now the bigger open class model that we target to be very competitive in the open class.
And I see that the JS5 has won several days here in the contest. So so that's exciting. I think Atti and Oscar Horian both tied for first one day, which is exciting. I mean, it's great to see something you've worked so hard on competing well and doing well. It's exciting.
Firstly, it was actually a miracle just to get you with the JS5, because every year we plan to make a Worlds and then we realize it's too much work. But we committed ourselves for this one, and it was just so much work to complete everything. So the pilots didn't have opportunities to really fly them, so they're quite fresh in the glider first. So Oscar had a little bit more time than the others, and he performed brilliantly. Disappointment about one day we finished after sunset, and obviously had an outlanding, so that put him out of the runnings, but that's amazing performance. Now the feedback we had is absolutely phenomenal. So climbing performance is exactly as expected. We really made this glider to be like an open class glider should be, to be dominating in climbing, and I think we achieved that. In the high performance side, they're also very delighted. Medium speed, very, very delighted about it. High performance, I think we can maybe add a little bit of more weight to the maximum all up if that allows. Just to give it, but cruising at 230 kilometers now, it's crazy. It's only here, so it's a once-off requirement. I think for Europe, the JS5 will be absolutely fabulous, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
But we have to see.
Well, it's an absolutely beautiful glider. I mean, all of your gliders are absolutely. I must admit, I'm a fan of your company and you guys. That the way that you've built this company out of nothing, and the beautiful gliders you make, that are all very successful. So congratulations on that.
Thanks very much.
If you're willing to answer, how many gliders have you produced this year, or will you produce this year, do you think?
So this year we plan to complete about 50 aircraft, because there's a bit of a pile up in the center section of the production line. So we will complete 50, but we're just going to slow down to enter the JS2 and the JS5 in the production lines. So we're going to slow down and only enter about 42 aircraft into production, but pushing out 50. So that's the goal for this year.
Wow.
But there are always challenges in production. You know, nowadays after COVID, the supply lines are quite unstable. You sometimes find surprises causing delays that's outside of control. We try to manage it, but these things are sometimes just impossible to deal with.
Yeah, hard to anticipate. Now the JS2, that's the self-launching petrol engine, gas engine, self-launcher. That one has kind of a new design to the solo engine. It's got a counterbalance to smooth out the engine. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, when we started the project, quite in the early days, we were very concerned about the vibration of engines, which is strong enough to launch these heavy aircraft, and we selected the solo engine, which is known for higher vibration characteristics than it's ideal for gliders. And when we did the first installations and run the engine, the systems work perfectly, but the mean time between failures is just not acceptable for the market. And we decided that we have to solve rather the root cause than trying to make a vibrating unit lasting a bit longer in an existing airframe. So we engaged with Solo and asked if we can engage with them in a program to develop this engine. And late, sadly, Wolfgang Immerich passed away the last year, which was quite instrumental in the project with us. But we demonstrated the concept, and it's absolutely vibration free, but we still have issues that we're busy resolving. So we're on the fourth iteration of the gearbox changes, which we think that will be the final one, to have the extended life of the gearbox or the balancing component the same life of the engine. So we aim for a 400-hour life on the gearbox as well, which we didn't achieve with the initial test so far. But the fact that it is balancing perfectly is absolutely stunning, and a little bit of refinement was required, and I think in a month or so we'll test the final version in Germany, and then we're off with certification of the engine with Solo, and we think it will be a brilliant product for sailplanes.
Someone online asked me to ask you this question. Is there any chance that someone with an older sailplane that has a solo engine that has all the vibration, any chance that what you developed for the JS2 would be available for other sailplanes?
Yeah, that was exactly the intention also with Solo, so that we can actually offer that for all the manufacturers, which placed a few design constraints because we had to try to limit the outside dimensions, and we guessed where, and we looked at some of the other manufacturers where it will also fit into their fuselages. So the intention is that the slightly larger bottom, which we didn't extend vertically much down, but it became a bit wider in the bottom, the maximum bottom X coordinate, which should allow it to fit in most of the manufacturers. And I think this will be a significant safety advantage and reliability improvement for all the manufacturers, because we all struggle with these unbalanced engines to make them actually last and for the systems around them not to fail.
Interesting. Well, that's great. One other question. I know you, in the last year or so, you developed a relationship with DG Flugzeugbau in Germany, or DG Aviation. Can you tell me anything about that relationship, or what are the any plans for that for the future?
Yeah, so firstly, DG is a very successful company specializing mainly in maintenance. So in our opinion, it's one of the top maintenance organizations for sailplanes in Europe. They run a very professional setup, and we approach them for various regions, or they approach us, or we approach one another. I cannot recall the sequence of events, but their need is for them to extend their design organization capabilities, so that we can combine work with them in some of their projects that they have in the pipeline, and then also that we are assisting them with production of their aircraft. Because of the labor expenses in Europe going through the roof, they are looking for alternative production opportunities, and we think that in a combination we can lower the production costs, we can assist them with manufacturing, and they are a very good partner in Europe for maintenance, and maybe also for future production of our own products. So this brings us with a quite strong alliance between us and M&D, which is our type certificate holder, and also a very strong maintenance organization in Northern Europe, which is a fantastic one. And now we have in Northern Europe a very good maintenance facility. In Southern Europe we have a good maintenance facility, which bring maintenance much closer to our customers in Europe, and also allow and make our product, our footprint in Europe much stronger. So it's to support. In the end, you sell a product, it's a very expensive product, but then you have to support it. If you don't have good support and maintenance on the product, the value is actually worth nothing.
Okay. And then also, I've seen some posts online related to your company. Is there a separate engineering division of your company? I forget the name of it. I've seen some posts. Tell me, is that a new thing?
Yes. What we have done, we unbundled the company slightly because our design cost load is extremely high, because we are doing quite rapid development. Well, rapid compared to traditionally the speed of which aircraft could be developed. So because we don't have all this Lego blocks of parts, we don't have engine systems and wings and fuselage, various of this, and if you have lots of these, if I can call it Lego components, then you can introduce a new product much easier. So because we are on the back foot with components, we had to put much more engineering time in. Therefore our design organization is very, very big, but our design organization, we're getting now to the end where we have sufficient design blocks that we can actually make our design organization smaller. And instead of making it smaller, we decided to diverse a bit and to extend the design organization, and that we are just a customer of theirs, and that the business model is that they have to bring industrial business in to support the big design organization that it is now. So their design organization is looking wider into sailplanes, they're looking to support other aviation sectors and also mining sectors, and therefore we had to unbundle it completely. So we are basically the main customer at this moment, but the balance is slowly shifting as they become an independent design organization for all industrial projects, high-tech industrial projects.
Is ATI part of that team, or still a part of the in your building, or?
Well, ATI has got 3 legs. It's quite so he stands with his one leg in the university, where he's the head of the School for Mechanical Engineering. So he runs the mechanical engineering in the university, which takes quite a bit of his time. And then we have the privilege to have him in our design organization, quite effort, and obviously with the university lots of our research could happen on their domain in aerospace, which is quite an advantage. And then his third leg is as a shareholder inside Jonker Sailplanes, the production organization, where on a strategic level where they're giving the input. But on management level we release them from the activities there, but they are on strategic level, and on board level they are giving us guidance and input and overlook what we're doing on the production side.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me. Any last thoughts? I mean, you're creating such great products. Congratulations, and congratulations on your massive growth and beautiful sailplanes.
We are very thankful, because for a new company to enter the sailplane market it's an uphill climb. It's very difficult, and we had extremely friendly market that accepted us as a newcomer. They accepted our products. They believe in us, and we made friends with customers and friends. It doesn't matter if they were flying our aircraft or they're flying Schleicher or Schemperth aircraft or DG aircraft. They all like a big family, and they accepted us within the group and allowing us to give back to the sport, what the sport is given to us. Because we do this because we love gliding, you know. So this is the motivation of all of us, and meeting glider friends and all over the world, regardless of what you're flying, is absolutely amazing. And then to be an organization like this, where there's so many people putting their holidays in this desert area, in this heat, for us to fly, you know, it is just, we don't know how to be thankful enough. It's just unbelievable. So this group of glider pilots, I can say one thing: we all suffer from the same disease, we're insane, and that's why we are grouped together and we love one another.
Yeah, oh, exactly, yes. Well, again, thank you very much for taking the time today. I know you're first in line to take off, and have a great flight today.
Thanks, Paul. Much appreciated. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.